Welcome to the Cinnabar. Now today we've got just a great episode for you Winchester shotgun fans. Today we're shooting this gorgeous Winchester 1901 Deluxe checkered in 10 gauge. This is just a beautiful, beautiful shotgun and a blast to shoot as well. So I don't usually shoot a lot of shotguns, but even I have to admit I'm a little excited about this episode. So stick around, we'll talk a little bit more about this 1901. We'll talk about its daddy, the 1887 Winchester, and then we'll do a little more shooting. So let's take a closer look at this beautiful old 1901. I could describe it for you, but I think you get the point from the pictures. It's just a beautiful old shotgun with a real high condition. This particular one's made in 1914, so this old girl was made even before the First World War. And here's the other side. A beautiful old shotgun. Well, we'll call this segment Beauty and the Beast. Let's start off with this original 1887 lever action shotgun. This one's a working gun from right here off of the ranch. This one's earned its keep. From what I understand about these, you know, 1887, John Browning had just kind of started working for Winchester. Came up with the 1885 high walls and low walls, came up with the 1886, which was successful, and they asked him to design a shotgun. Well, he wanted to design a pump action shotgun or slide action shotgun, but Winchester wanted to stay with their lever action roots, so lo and behold, John Browning came up with a really nice lever action shotgun for him. This one is in a 12 gauge. The 87s came out originally in 12 gauge. Later on they were available in both 10 and 12 gauge. You could get different barrel lengths. It came standard with a 30-inch barrel. This one's got a 32-inch barrel, so it's got a little extra length to it. But just this one's, of course, just a real Spartan working class shotgun. Of course, we've had a little look at this 1901. The 1901 is just an updated version. About the end of the 1800s, people were really going more towards the slide action shotguns. So Winchester discontinued their 87s and came forward with the 1901s. Now these 1901s weren't particularly popular. There are not a lot of them out there. But they did upgrade some of the mechanical parts, and a big change, of course, was the 87s were black powder steel, where these 1901s could handle the new smokeless powder. They only came out in a 10 gauge, and according to literature, a 2 7/8 inch shell. They were only a 32-inch, which this one is standard. Of course, I believe in holding with most Winchester models that you could probably special order longer or shorter, but I'm not for sure about that. You could get them with two different levels of Damascus steel. Now this one's got just a straight steel barrel. They're kind of notorious for not holding their bluing. Just one of those where the process didn't match with the metal very well, so most of them don't have much bluing. So this one's really kind of an exception. It's starting to fade a little bit. There's some brown patina showing up in it, but overall it's still a very high condition gun. So they're a little bit different than most. We open up the breech here in order to load, and today we've got some shells that I found here in one of the trunks that we have shells in, and I think this one stayed out in the tack room for a long time because there's actually some bird droppings on it. But so we're going to load one of these old shells. We're going to load right through the breech here. This one's got a plug in it. We can only put 2 rounds in it, but pretty easy to load. And we drop the hammer on it, and we've got our 2 in the magazine. I think they could hold, if you took the plug out, 5 in the magazine, if I'm not mistaken. Well, now that it's loaded, I guess we're going to have to do something about unloading it. The only proper way to unload this particular shotgun is through the barrel. So let's get our earplugs and our eye protection on and take a couple more shots. About 2 in a row is all I want with these 10 gauges. And we'll let our shoulder take a little break and maybe we'll shoot a couple more. Boy, it leans you back, I'll tell you that. What fun. Okay, while I'm letting my shoulder heal up a little bit, let's talk about this 1887. Now, most of the guns from the original part of the ranch collection here on the Cinnabar are working class guns. There are very few like this 1901 that are high condition and deluxe wood or anything like that. These are guns that had to work to earn their keep, and so this one's no exception. Now the family in the 40s and 50s did a lot of grain farming, so the birds would just come in thick. The honkers, duskies, snow geese, ducks. The sky had almost turned black with the birds. So this is a gun that got used a lot to kind of protect the grain from the birds. I noticed as I was taking it out, this isn't a gun that gets taken out very much. It sits way back in the closet, but it was put away. Didn't even clean the mud off of the butt plate on this gun. Kind of in holding with it. Now that area that the family farmed, it's kind of an interesting story that, you know, talked about the birds just being thick up there, and since then it's controlled by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and they've spent a fortune up there doing rehabilitation, habitat restoration, taking out all the irrigation system from the farming practices. Some of the best minds in the Fish and Wildlife Service have led that charge, and as a result today there's just a tiny fraction of the birds up there that there used to be. But maybe the rest of that story is better told another day. Okay, so we're ready to maybe take a couple more shots with this 1901. Oops, gotta leave that elevator down. This is really, really fun. Okay, so let's get ear protection in and eye protection and have another go at it. I do love that gun. That is just so fun to shoot. Now, I don't think I'd want to shoot all 5 in one go, but that is a kick in the pants. Well, thanks for joining us today. This has just been a great shoot. As always, if you're interested in the Winchester shotguns or Winchesters of any model, do yourselves a favor and join the Winchester Arms Collectors Association. You'll never regret that you did. Until next time, happy trails from the Cinnabar.